when I saw a job listing from a place called Laguna Gloria Art Museum, I am moving across the country. I was hired by Lawrence Miller, who was the director then, who had turned the organization, which had existed from sometime in the 60s, into a true museum of contemporary art. No collecting, just exhibitions in the villa and in what he then acquired as some leftover downtown bank space as well. And I came and joined him, and we kind of blew up the exhibition program so that it would resonate in the community and across the country. One of the projects he had started, we ultimately came to call New Works by Austin Artists. It began with 2 rising stars. He'd selected them. I wasn't in town yet. Melissa Miller and Claudia Reese. Melissa's in the crowd.
Wave your hand.
That was about 1978 or no, early 1979, I think. And then I got there in the fall of '79, and after staying for 7 years, we had done 50 1 or 2 person shows of Austin artists and photographers. It was really important to us, it's always been important to me, to make the local arts community the root and the foundation of what the aspirational organizations want to do in connecting regionally, nationally, and internationally. And now in those days, Laguna Gloria was emerging as a kind of museum of contemporary art. It sat alongside a sister organization, the Texas Fine Arts Association, which had been longer still, had started out as, what colloquially is called like a watercolor society back in the day. But eventually it had become a membership organization for statewide artists who wanted to join for a fee, and that would get you the opportunity to enter juried exhibitions. And so they brought in, starting with the directorship of Sandra Greger, who had started out at Laguna Gloria and then became the director of TFAA. They brought in New York curators to judge the shows so that people who were entering here would at least be seen by artists who mattered. Great example of that was Marcia Tucker being brought in by the original cohort of artists who are the roots of women in their work, to see the work of those artists. All of us, even at the museum, were constantly trying to bring other eyes and other influential eyes in, because we all felt there's amazing work being done here, people need to see it. Yeah. And that it was possible to be able to do that kind of building, helping the local artists community, the Austin-based artists community, at the same time that you were trying to say, we show Robert Smithson, Dan Flavin did a work, a new work in our building. Those things are not separate, they can go together. So TFAA evolved and developed. Eventually, Sandra, as director, bought the Jones Center for about $300,000. Unbelievable. Can you even imagine? The whole room spits, right? I mean, that was amazing. And eventually that directorship turns over to Sue Grays, who comes in, and TFAA becomes Art House, and the Jones Center is completely and fully renovated by very important nationally known architects. And Laguna Gloria, to bring it back to my own days, and lots of people don't remember this, I spent 4 out of 7 years working with our team on a plan for a brand new museum building downtown. It was going to be designed by Robert Venturi and Denise Scott Brown. We did a nationwide search, that's who we chose. I was in their offices many times a year. We were developing those plans for that building, which was to sit on the block south of Republic Square. It's just now coming to fruition as something else. But it had been given to the museum by a team of developers back in their heyday wealthy moments, because they were trying to develop the area around that, and they knew, as you said, that if the arts move in, the values of the land will go up. So Laguna Gloria had received this incredible gift of part of a block of land south of the park, and
which had been for many years the Austin American Statesman
oh, I didn't
building.
know that. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Statesman moved out, and Watson Casey, who were the developers, who had also created a space called the Arts Warehouse.
And that's where Metric Artes started,
Yeah.
and there were other community organizations working out of there. This was, I mean, really, we have to go back and try to figure this out, but these guys, for whatever tax breaks or whatever future revenue they thought they'd make, gave away a lot of land downtown to the arts community. And that plan, unfortunately, for the museum didn't happen, so the organization then shifted to a larger first floor bank building on Congress Avenue, and it changes its name from Laguna Gloria, because now it's going to be a big downtown presence, which then didn't happen, to the Austin Museum of Art. And its former director, Dana Fries Hansen, is here in the crowd somewhere as well. So lots of people who played lots of roles here. So that story evolves and develops, but the thing to know, because I know there's confusion and you had wanted to know about it, is that Elizabeth Ney is at first the first champion of dedicated space for the Austin community to come together in its celebration of contemporary art. That becomes Laguna Gloria, which houses TFAA as well. TFAA eventually moves downtown to the Jones Center. Laguna Gloria eventually decides that it can be two sites and starts as the Austin Museum of Art. TFAA becomes Art House. Austin Museum of Art and Art House eventually merge in about 2012, 2013, and they are the Contemporary Austin. So if you just got here to town, that's what the Contemporary Austin is. It's all these roots and threads and pieces that go way back.
Elizabeth Ney is the mother of us all.
Yeah.
Every root line goes back to her.
Indeed.
And her salons.